What's going on, ladies, gentlemen, curious minds and property entrepreneurs? If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our content. And today's video is going to be on my top 5 tips on becoming a profitable buy-to-let investor. Right, to jump straight into the video, my first tip is to add value to the property. So there's a number of ways you can do this depending on the state of the property at the time, but a lot of people opt into either build a back extension or a loft extension, and a general rule of thumb is that for every pound you spend, you make 3 back. So for example, if you spent 20 grand on your loft extension, then you'd expect, depending on the area, to add 60,000 to the value of the property. There's other ways as well. For example, you could, if the house needs a renovation, say it's got an old kitchen, the paintwork is peeling, it's got stains indoors, so the previous owner smoked in it, you'd want to do a little refurb of the house, and this would also add value to the property. One of the things that a lot of people do is go for the worst house on the best street, and then there's a higher roof to adding value to the house. Tip number 2, find the tenants yourself, right? Letting agents can be very expensive, adding up into the hundreds of pounds. You're probably going to be more dedicated. You've got that one house, especially if you just started, you've got that one house, you want to get it rented, you'd pick up all the calls, you'd go make all the viewings, and letting agents may have a list of houses they need to view, and they're probably going to go for the most profitable one or the bigger house, etc. I feel like you're going to spend money, it's going to take longer to rent. You'd rather just start with yourself. There's a website that a lot of people use, it's called Open Rent. That would add all your properties. Once you've added it onto Open Rent, it will add it onto Rightmove, and Rightmove's got such a big reach of people, and then they could contact you directly, and it's the best way to go forward. Tip number 3, find a good tenant. Right, a lot of people have issues with tenants when they have to call in the bailiff and all of that stuff, but if you do your due diligence at the beginning, you might save yourself a lot of headache. So you want to vet them yourself, meet them in person, look through their references, look through their credit scores. I feel like once you meet someone yourself in person rather than a letting agent who's just trying to make a sale, you're better off on judging a character and judging what you think. Do I like this person? Do I think this person going to look after my property? Or is it going to be a mess? Is he a bit of a dodgy character? It's all up to you. I feel like as yourself and every person, you could be a good judge of character most times. Tip number 4. So you want to look after your tenants and your estate agent. By buying these 20 quid bottles of wine for your estate agent, that's going to leave a lasting impression in her or his mind, where the next time something comes in, it might be a property that's 25% below market value, and the first person he's going to think of calling is you, the person that bought the bottle of wine, and he wants to return the favor. And looking after your tenant means you're not going to have a lot of tenant issues, you're not going to have a lot of work needing. They're probably going to look after your house because they like you as a person. In property, it's all about building a relationship with people, and especially property, with anything you do, this is outside of buy-to-let as well, keeping the best relationships with people will have you becoming more profitable than ever. And the 5th and final tip for today is to refinance your property. After you've added the tenants, after you've added value, after everything in the last 4 tips, you want to refinance the property, especially if it's below market value and your estate agent has hooked you up with a 25% below market value. That's already equity sitting there when you refinance. One thing I'd say is don't leave equity in a property. A lot of people do this and they want to pay off the mortgage as soon as possible, etc. But it's not a good idea. You're better off leaving the mortgage and paying off the interest only, because money depreciates over time, and because of inflation, the value of money gets smaller over time. Hence why there was properties that you could buy in Baker Street for 100 grand 20 odd years ago, and now they're going for 1.8 million. My advice is refinance as soon as possible and as often as possible to pull out all your money, build it up and buy another property. The goal is to build a portfolio, not to have one house all paid off. So there guys, quick video, top 5 tips on becoming a profitable buy-to-let investor. I hope you like it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. As I said before, it goes a long way for me as a newbie YouTuber trying to give out content, and it gets it seen by more people, and I can help as many people as possible. I do really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.